me a right plump dwarf, I did. Look at the size of him.
That ain't no dwarf, dimwit.
Sure it is. Ain't it? Throw him back.
Bottom feeders.
Bottom feeder.
Tastes like graveled shit.
We can't eat that. No, those grey ones make me shit my pants.
So hungry.
Maybe just a nibble. I'm starving.
What's up, YouTube? Zero here. Welcome to the place where gamers, witches, wizards, and superheroes unite. Today, we are doing Act 1 of the Verbeeg Jamboree in Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. So as we are making our way to take on these enemies in the Jamboree, because why? They didn't invite us. And when we don't get invited to the party, we party crash. But as we are getting into this video, if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. I do a bunch of other RPGs and video games. I do mystery box unboxing videos as well. Check those out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video. Hit that bell button so you know when I post another video, because it is sporadic right now. I don't even know when I'm gonna post another video, so hit that bell button so you know when they come out and you can check those out as soon as they drop. But now we are going to this Jamboree. Haven't seen an enemy yet. They must be partying and drinking without us. Something to note, I am using the rogue class, Drizzt, the Drizzt class, Drizzt, and I am on the easiest difficulty. I know some of you are going to be a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, but as we're trying to grind for the gold, because there's a bunch of gold around, funny story. Now, I wanted to play with people, and none of my friends are playing this game currently. So I decided to join up a random party. Well, it was only one dude, and he had the tall guy with the hammer. I don't know his name right now, but I joined up with this dude. And despite the fact that I'm level 4 or 5, I joined up with a dude who was level, I think it was 18. So needless to say, this dude wanted to run some very difficult missions. He put the mission we were going to run on tier 6. So I look at this, and I'm not talking, I don't have my headset in or anything because my headset was charging. So I'm looking at this and I'm just like, man, I'm level 4. I've been playing on level 1. Let's see how this goes. Needless to say, you can only imagine. Did not go great for me. Good news is he was able to carry me. He had done this mission, I assume, numerous times before, so he was able to carry me through. Now, I don't want to say that I did awful the entire time. There were times where I was able to hold my own and not die for a while. And the reason why I'm saying not die for a while is because when you're at level 4 and all of these enemies are just vastly more powerful than you, you're not going to be killing too many too often. Was I able to kill a few? Absolutely. But because they were just such high level and I was just such low level, I wasn't killing too many. So he killed the majority of enemies. I held my own every once in a while. Now when we got to the boss battle, it was a couple of pretty quick deaths on my part. Granted, I was just at that point, because I had recognized how he was carrying me, I just wanted to do as much damage to the boss as possible so I could help this dude out as much as possible, destroy the bosses while I just die and let him carry me. So, needless to say, after that mission, because we were on such high a level, it jumped me like 6 levels. So I went from 4 to 10 very easily, which is awesome. Now that I got all the way up to 10, I had to decide where to allocate all my attribute points. And I've been kind of looking online, kind of reading the description, seeing where the game is going. And based off of my experiences, I've been putting points into what I think will help on the higher levels. Now, I have no idea if on the higher levels my build is going to be any good based on my stat allocation, but I'm going to try it, and I'm going to hope that it does work out. The one thing I don't like about Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance is you can't reallocate your attribute points. And I was reading on Reddit, that's because that's how normal Dungeons & Dragons works. You can't reallocate your stat points. So this is like a normal Dungeons & Dragons game. I assume the hardcore Dungeons & Dragons fans are okay with that. Fans like me who just wanted a good RPG and don't really care for the Dungeons & Dragons aspect are probably a little bit more upset with that. Honestly, I prefer video games or RPGs that allow me to respec my stat points. And that's mainly because as I get through the game, I don't know what's good and what isn't good. I don't know what enhances my playstyle versus what doesn't enhance my playstyle. Of course, in a lot of RPGs, there's more than one way to skin a cat. You can allocate points in a vast amount of different ways, and all of those different builds are going to be good. However, there may only be one way based off of your own playstyle, and that's where I'm at right now, is that I'm allocating points where I think they're going to be good once I start actually getting higher levels and playing on the higher levels, but I don't know. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm a little worried that I'm going to have to create another Drizzt character in order to get a better build. I'm sure I'm going to have to in the future. I hope, though, that where I'm allocating my points are really going to help me and still be a decent build. Now, I will be doing a build video of what I do. As long as it's decent, as long as I can play on some of the higher levels and be okay at it, I will be doing a build video just to show what I did and give some direction to people who would be interested in a Drizzt build from somebody who, right now, I'm a little bit on the noobish side when it comes to Dark Alliance. I've only played for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. So it's not a ton right now. Again, that's why I'm trying to question where I'm putting my attribute allocations, but it is what it is. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. Don't do that. Don't jump off the map. I always have trouble with maps and jumping off of them, and I do not know why. It's every game, even if it's the easiest jump, I always fall off the maps. Shout out to Clayster. If you know Call of Duty, Clayster, pro Call of Duty player, always falls off maps as well. Me, I do it in pretty much any game imaginable. I was notorious for doing it in Destiny and Destiny 2. Now that I'm in Dark Alliance, apparently doing it again. I don't know. Maps and being able to fall off is just not my thing. Somehow, I fall off every map. If you allow me to fall off a map, I'm going to fall off a map. So, there it is. Out in the open, I'm not even ashamed anymore. I fell off a map. Thank God in this game, it only takes away a little bit of your health and doesn't make you restart. Man, it would be frustrating if I fell off a map that stupidly and had to restart the entire mission. Now, there is a chest down here. Luckily, I didn't fall off going down to this. Unluckily, I tried to jump up, and you guessed it. There was, and tried to, and not a ledge, and I don't know what Drizzt was doing. I tried to jump up, and he just didn't want to latch on. I don't know, it fell off a map 2 times in a very short span. Needless to say, it cost me a little bit of health. Good news is I do still have all 3 health potions, so might as well just use one of them after I take care of this troll and a couple of these goblins. This ice troll, he's spitting ice at me. It's kind of rude to spit, especially during the times of COVID. I mean, you get me sick, man. and not just freeze me. That's a little rude. Put a mask on or something, because I don't want your spit in my face, especially like cold and supposed to be summer. I don't know. He's just, no, we're not going to take a short rest because we want that enhanced loot. So I will use a potion, get my health up, and hopefully in one of these chests will be a potion. Because if you watch my previous video, you know that in chests you have the potential to get a potion. Luckily enough, this one did. So now I'm back up to my 3 health potions. No harm, no foul. I'm just continually looking around to make sure I didn't miss anything, because you do have to smash a bunch of weapon racks. Spoiler alert, unfortunately, when I get to the end, I did not smash them all. I thought I had gotten them all by the time I got to the end, but I did not. So I missed something along the way, and I also didn't do the other optional quest. I was failing in this one. Normally, I try to be a completionist. I try to get everything done, but I must have missed a couple of side areas. Didn't finish the weapon racks, didn't defeat the one dude you had to defeat. It was too hidden for me. They were hidden, and I couldn't figure it out. It is what it is. But we are going to take on the goblins in this area, because this was another piece of the party, another piece of the jamboree, and they didn't invite me. Needless to say, we have to take them out, because I wanted to be a part of the party. That's all I ask. It's like, yo, you want to invite me to the party? I'm not doing anything Friday night. And they're like, no, you're Drizzt. We're not going to invite you. I'm just like, that's a little mean. So I party crash. I learned from the best. I watched the show The Wedding Crashers, and I pretty much tried to do that. Now I try to sneak into this party as a goblin. I'm like, yo, Goblin Jeff? Yeah, he's my third cousin twice removed. Well, needless to say, I didn't know Goblin Jeff had actually passed away a few years ago. And he passed away, it may have been killed by one of my teammates. So they knew it. I didn't. I thought Goblin Jeff was still around, but they all hopped on me as I was party crashing, jamboree crashing. That happened. So I had to go through them all. They all turned on me. I just wanted a couple of beers, maybe dance a little bit. Maybe if I found a nice goblin woman, you never know what can happen. I'm single. Goblin woman's single. Who knows? The sky is the limit when you go to jamborees and you drink some beer. It is what it is. But don't miss the weapon racks, even though I missed a few by the end of it. And I need to grab some coffee. It's not beer. Coffee in my Yoda mug. Nothing like a good cup of Joe to get you through this quest. Delicious. Anyway, let's continue moving along. I like that sculpture in the middle of that braised fire. I really want to put something like that in my house. Be a way to get into my house right at the front door, just sometimes spewing fire, and people will have to figure out, well, how do I get into Zero's house? Just be like, those only worthy can get into my house. There's this big fire thing. If you get past it, great. If you don't, you're gonna be fried. So I'm looking around here, trying to see if there's a place I can jump to. There was not, but there are more goblins having another party. And clearly, there's someone on the torture rack who is tortured. They're probably ready to eat them for the main feast of this area of the party. I was not in time to save the tortured soul, unfortunately, but I can avenge his death. I'm not the pre-Vengers, I am the Vengers. I'm part of that, part of the Avengers, not the pre-Vengers. We don't pre-stuff, we have to avenge stuff, so it's after the fact, unfortunately. Yep. Y'all know, helping the Avengers take out Thanos. Drizzt was there. Go back and watch the movie. You'll see, Drizzt was somewhere in the crowd helping the Avengers take out Thanos. I'm pretty sure this is right in the movie. You'll see him. Just watch it a couple of times, and you will notice that Drizzt is right there. Anyway, let's continue trying to collect everything that I need to collect. Crystals, very important to upgrading stuff. Need the gold in order to upgrade stuff as well. Continue moving along. Now, I do something. You want to go forward here. See, for whatever reason, I was thinking, oh, look, this looks like a ledge. This looks like a trick shot where I can jump onto this ledge and then continue going along onto that area because it has crystals and it has a chest. Well, don't do as I do as I say. Do not do this. I tried a couple of times and then I realized that you actually have to continue going forward. Yep, not my brightest moment. I thought you have to jump onto these two ledges in order to get over. Now, it is not the case. Eventually, I learned and realized, no, you do not have to do it. It's actually more straightforward than that. I thought Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance was trying to be sneaky, where you can actually just go here, knock down this fake wall, and jump over. So, not my smartest moment in video games, in video gaming history, where I think something is more complicated than it actually is. So don't do that. You actually don't have to jump on those two ledges. You can just jump there. Let's continue moving along with the story and not talk about my dumbass jumping. Now, past another fake wall. Looks like there's some more goodies down here. Another weapon rack. That's always good to take those weapon racks out because we don't want these goblins to have all of these weapon racks, and we get some loot on top of that. But be careful, because as soon as you open this chest, there's gonna be this big boy. And this big boy, he wasn't too happy to open his chest. This is the troll protecting the chest. I don't know his name, I call him Chest Protector. But because we called in our Panther, troll was taken out pretty easily because our Panther wasn't invited to the party either. I don't see why pets weren't allowed. He's pretty nice when you get to know him, but you have to get to know him. You can't just, if you're afraid of him, he's going to seem more scary than he is, which he's not that scary. You can pet him. He may bite your hand off if he doesn't like you. That's your risk to take. He lets me pet him, so I don't have the problem with my Panther. I love these chests though. Racking up the gold, very important, because gold is gold. Who does not like collecting gold? And I don't even know where I missed those last few weapon racks. It still haunts me to this day. I have dreams about missing those weapon racks. Not really. I really don't, but it's possible that I could have. I'm not too distraught that I missed these optional quests, because right after this one was when I joined that one dude who literally carried me and got me all of those levels, which was awesome. Watch out for this area. There are 3 big boys in here. I took out the first one fairly easily, but after my Dance of Daggers, I don't actually remember the real name, but the daggers where they surround you. After my Dance of Daggers, these guys get a little bit harder. My Dance of Daggers helped me kill the first big boy fairly easily, but this dude with the poison, he's a little bit tougher, poisoning me, whittling down my health a little bit. So what do? I try to hit and dodge a little bit, but being poisoned, unfortunately, it does whittle down my health to the point where, yeah, use a health potion. So let's use that health potion, and of course we're going to increase yeah, new word, increase the rarity of my items. Of course, we are on one of the easiest difficulties. No need to worry at this point about losing all of my health. And of course, the chest provides us with a health potion, sometimes very fortuitous, which is something I love, being able to get that luck and supplied with those health potions. it's almost time. It is almost time for us to take on that boss. A few more areas. Make sure you don't miss the gold hidden inside of this, what looks like a dungeon crate. That's what it looks like. It looks like you would put maybe some rabid animal in there or something. Instead, the goblins are putting gold. So make sure you are looking in those crates for gold, because that's pretty important. You don't want to miss the gold. Looking back just to make sure that there is no weapon rack, but you already know I missed some. Anyway, forward. Don't miss this jump. It's an easy jump. Luckily, I don't. But you saw earlier, it was more nerve-wracking than you think because of how bad I am at apparently jumping and hitting the correct ledges. But more goblins, pretty mad that it crashed the party. They do, look at them, they put people up on stakes. What good does that do? They're just randomly hanging. Probably smells pretty bad because when goblins die, it smells pretty bad. Not sure what they're thinking. Not great decoration for parties, in my opinion. It might be a Halloween party. Maybe they're fake. That could be it. It's probably a Halloween party. I forgot to dress up. They didn't tell me it was a Halloween party. Maybe that's why they're mad at me. Could have been a Halloween party. Yep. And I'm just here dressed my normal self. That's right. Drizzt and I have pretty much the same type of outfit. And yeah, just you can tell. This is pretty much like a suit of armor. And rogue attire, helmet, beanie cap, pretty much the same thing. Now we are coming up to the final boss battle in this Verbeeg Jamboree. Make sure you look around. Unfortunately, I don't look everywhere before I trigger the boss battle, but I do look behind me, which does give me the attribute point. That's something that's very important. You don't want to miss the attribute point. But as soon as you go forward, it's going to trigger the boss battle. I don't go left. I probably should have went left before I triggered the boss battle. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't thinking as I was going through this. But we are into the boss battle. Goot near Wide Belly. Believe it or not, he does not like to be called Wide Belly, and that is why he attacks. He is like Choji. As soon as you call him Fat Wide Belly, anything along those lines, he will attack you, and that's what I did. I'm like, yo, Wide Belly, what's up? We go way back, and he just started attacking. That's how that battle went down, and not only that, but his buddies came in. He's like, oh, you can't call him Wide Belly, so we're going to beat you up. I'm like, no, you're not. It was a mistake. I understand, but you're not going to beat me up. I'm going to take out Wide Belly and his band of merry men, and we're going to have a day. So we are coming down to the end of this video. Again, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance content. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, peace.